Welcome to the Senior View. We have another year of wonderful programming for you, and we know you will enjoy it. I'd like both of my guests to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Marlene Troops. I'm an outreach worker and have been for almost 22 years at the Senior Center. Outreach work and doing a lot of referral work and programming with our seniors in town and non-seniors too.
Wonderful. See, you have a wonderful person to call if you need help. See? And
I'm Patricia Srodava. I'm a member of the Senior Center, a new member of the Senior Center. It'll be 2 years this October since I joined.
wonderful, wonderful. It's so nice to see you around the center with that beautiful smile of yours, that's for sure. Marlene, what kind of services do you offer?
Well, outreach, essentially, we've always said, helps seniors live independently. And we've said, the we is the other outreach workers, Joyce Rahm, who couldn't be here today. And Joyce and I do a lot of referral work to keep people living independently, putting in their homes or in their lives what they need to stay safe, to age in place, not have to think of moving to another place. You know, if they want to stay where they are, and while they can make choices that'll help them stay in their own home. Because when you asked me to be on the show, I didn't want to forget anything, so I sort of made a list of, of things so we don't forget to tell people.
Great.
One thing I want to put right on top is if you live in Hopkinton, you should be getting the Hilltopper if you're 60 years of age or older, or
it's the Hilltopper.
Or anyone in your household who's 60 years of age should be getting it. Or you might want to look at it online. You don't have to have a paper copy mailed to you. And if you look at hopkinsonseniorcenter.com, you can pull up the Hilltopper. The other thing is I wanted to let people know about the Youth and Family Services Department of our town of Hopkinton is having a Grandparents Raising Grandchildren program. It's going to be held at the Senior Center. And the next meeting is October 11th, Wednesday, October 11th. That's in your Hilltopper, but in case you don't get the Hilltopper or have forgotten it, Grandparents Raising Grandchildren, new program, a real good service, I think, to people who have to make this adjustment. Fuel assistance. The outreach department helps families of all ages, not just seniors, but families in town who have a need to see if they qualify for fuel assistance. It's a SMOC program. We don't set the guidelines, they do. And like, for example, if you're a household of one, the income, well, last year it capped out at $33,126. This year I expect it to go up a little, but SMOC hasn't given us the new figures yet. But it's going to be close to 33. It might be like 34,000 this year for a household of one. Income for a household of two caps at 43,000, and then it goes up usually in $10,000 increments. So people of all ages, not just seniors, can call. You don't even have to give me your name or Joyce. Just call the Senior Center, ask for the outreach department. We can give you the figures and see if your household qualifies for fuel assistance. It's not a daunting task to pull the paperwork together, but we help SMOC in that we make sure people have the complete packet when they send it on. When we send it on to SMOC, that it's got all the information. They just really need proof of income. If you rent or you have a mortgage, a copy of your lease if you rent, simple items like that. Social Security numbers for everybody in the household. Okay, that's fuel assistance. Social Security cards. I mean, Social Security numbers and Medicare. We wanted to make people know that our federal government is now taking off our Social Security numbers from our Medicare cards. So everybody is going to be receiving a new Medicare card between April 2018 and April 2019. So it doesn't even begin till next April. You don't have to do anything as long as they have your correct mailing address. So if you get any mail from Medicare, they already have your correct number. Just sit back and wait. It's going to take, well, so a year and a half. And I also read that even if you get a card and your neighbor doesn't mean she's not going to get it soon or later. There's no, they said just be patient. So everyone's going to get a new Medicare number that is not your Social Security number, because that's like one of the things we're told, you know, for scams. And oh, and speaking of that, of scams, because there's people out there, when something new comes up, somebody figures out how to run a scam on it. So Medicare has said, beware of anyone who contacts you about your new Medicare card. We'll never ask you to give us personal or private information to get your new Medicare number and card. So if someone calls you, don't even say hello. Hang up, because you're going to be getting it, no questions asked. Food stamps. There has been a slight reduction, and food stamps are now known as SNAP. So for families who get the benefits from SNAP, there's going to be a slight reduction in the monthly amount that's going to start in October. Cooking classes. Now, in the Hilltopper, there's cooking classes with Zara, one of our wonderful chefs. She's going to give some classes coming up. It's a class that's limited to 8, and so sign up for it. But they're going to be healthy, fast, and delicious dishes that are seasonal, so with seasonal vegetables in mind and budget-minded. And last but not least, the dementia-friendly and age-friendly community work that's starting up in almost all communities. I don't know if you've heard about this, but I know Pat has. Yeah. But the dementia-friendly, I think it's because of the baby boomers, because we're all aging, and they want to be able to keep people aging in place, stay where they are. And there's just so many different wonderful, even little things that can be done to help a person who has dementia. Even as far as like public buildings, having rugs that don't have like dark patches to them in the pattern, because that can be perceived as a hole. And that's going to mess somebody up walking, and they're going to think they can't walk right to it. So this dementia-friendly environment that we're going to be part of creating for our community, we're just in the beginning stages at the Senior Center. And this is also working with AARP, and they're calling it age-friendly. So that's going to be in the news a lot.
Very interesting. And very good.
I think that's, what else? For fuel assistance and getting back to the basic outreach work, staying in your own home, aging in place, people can contact us about saying, how can I do my laundry? Because it's in the basement and I'm not good on stairs anymore, and I can't afford to bring the laundry upstairs and have the expense of having all the plumbing done. And if they do qualify, they can have Bay Path services if they meet some of the Bay Path criteria and their income guidelines. And it's on a sliding scale, and it's very reasonable. And that's something to keep in mind. Also, you know, Meals on Wheels is very simple to arrange if somebody needs that. It doesn't have to be long-term. It can be like while somebody's recuperating from coming back to from a hospital stay. It can be for, even if there's a couple in the home, the caretaker doesn't have to do it all. Bay Path can step in and help out. And I think...
Now, what about medical rides?
We still do medical rides. That's arranged through Amy Beck. She's the transportation coordinator. She would like to have, I think, at least 2 days' notice, you know, to be able to arrange, because we have, it's just volunteer drivers who will volunteer to take somebody, and it's curb-to-curb service, so they really, they have to be able to get out of the car themselves and get into the building for the doctor's appointment, but they can also bring a companion, you know, with them on the medical ride.
Now, is there a fee for that?
No, there is no fee, but donations are, you know, accepted.
Sure. And
also, I forgot to I left out friendly visits through
friendly
outreach.
Visits, good.
If someone's isolated and they need, we could, you know, get a phone call from somebody saying, you know, their folks, the adult child lives in California. I think my father could use a visit, you know, once a week, once a month, to keep in touch. He might not be wanting to come to the senior center. You never know some of the issues, but I will go, or Joyce will go, and we put ourselves on a rotation, and we'll visit people in their homes.
And then you can see what their needs are,
right?
And to make them more comfortable and safe,
right? And
it's a way of starting too a relationship,
right? And
between the senior center and outreach, and you know, that's wonderful.
And should a need arise, and they know who they're talking to.
That's right.
You know, if they call up the senior center.
We gain confidence when we do that. And build up a relationship. That's for sure.
And but as I was going to introduce Pat, because speaking with the Dementia Friendly and the work that's doing there, she's also working on caregiver support, and she'll tell you all about that.
Okay.
Well, we, Joyce Rom, the outreach worker at the Senior Center, and myself took a class, a facilitator class with the Alzheimer's Association, and we formed a support group at the Senior Center. It's for anyone who is caring for someone with dementia, and it doesn't have to be Alzheimer's. There are other types of dementia as well. Even though we're connected with the Alzheimer's Association, our group is an open group to any caregiver, because all caregivers have the same issues of frustration and anger and stress and all of the things that go along with caring for someone. So our support group is on its way. I think we've had probably our 6th or 7th meeting. We meet the 3rd Thursday of the month from 10:30 to 11:30. It's a great group. It's a place for you to come and find out how to deal with the issues that you have in caring for someone. The people in the support group share their ideas. Someone might say, well, gosh, my father wanders, and I don't know what to do about it. Someone else will say, well, I had the same issue, and this is how I dealt with it. So it's a give and take of suggestions of how to care for someone. It's also a place to vent, a place for you to say how you feel. And you'll find that other people in your group feel the same way. So you know you're not alone. I mean, some of these things that you feel or the stress that you have, other people have the same feelings. And so you share. It's a place to laugh, too. In fact, at our last meeting, we had a few laughs.
Good.
Not that we're laughing at the person that we're taking care of, but at some of the things that we do that turn out to be kind of humorous. It's a great place to come. And when we're talking about the age and dementia-friendly communities, the support groups are part of that. And it's just one of the things that's the beginning of starting a dementia-friendly community. I want to also say that there is a Savvy Caregiver class that's going to be offered at the Senior Center. It's free. It's a 6-week course. It meets from 9:30 to 11:30 on the Wednesdays, starting with October 18th, and every Wednesday thereafter. It is free. And what you're going to learn in this Savvy Caregiving class, it's for people who are dealing with their caregivers for someone with dementia. They're going to learn kind of maybe what to expect when you go into caring for someone you don't know what this is going to be like. And so you'll find out, and they'll also give you some tips on how to deal, some strategies to form so that you can take on the caregiving with some ease. As I've said before, knowledge is power, and the more that you know, the easier caregiving can be for you.
So, you know, a person isn't alone, and that must be a wonderful feeling, so supportive emotionally, you know, for a person to come and to realize that with this situation, they're not alone.
Yes.
Because if they don't have somebody, the caregiver doesn't have anybody to reach out to and talk to who understands what they're feeling. You know,
well,
it's so
it's
important.
a feeling of isolation. You're isolated.
That's right.
You can't leave the person that you're caring for all the time. So you need respite. You need to have someone come in and care for the person you're caring for, so that you can go out, maybe attend the support group, or go to a movie, or go have lunch with someone.
Yes.
And it's just a really good feeling. I think it's wonderful to watch the members of the support group exchange ideas and form friendships. And it's just, it's something that, you know, it's hard to tell a person that they need a support group when they're so busy caring for someone. But I think if you come to a support group, you'll find that it's a great benefit for you. And so I want to say that our support group is open to anyone.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Anyone in the Hopkinton community or anyone elsewhere in adjoining communities who would like to come and join us.
Okay.
We're there for you. As I've said before, usually the support group participants are taking care of older people, but we do have some that are young caregivers as well. And again, the feelings that you have are the same, whether you're young or old.
Tell me something. How did you feel? Now, how long have you been coming to the senior center?
I've been coming here just about every day for the last almost 2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
She's
yes.
2 years old.
And I find it a great experience. When I first came, everyone was so friendly and everyone had smiles and they were all so kind. I don't feel like there are cliques at the senior center. I feel that they're very welcoming there. And there are so many opportunities to participate in quilting and pottery and exercise, just so many things, and so many educational programs that we have too.
And they're so supportive, all these programs.
They are.
You know, and you're not alone. That's what I like to tell people. Come and join us.
I think it's so important for your own well-being,
Yes,
for just for making you feel good and adding years to your life to be social.
Yes.
I think it's just really great. I want to say also that we have many opportunities for volunteering at the senior center. So if you're an empty nester or if you're a grandparent or a parent, there's so many opportunities to help.
And helping other seniors.
Yes.
Giving rides.
Well, the neat thing about the senior center is the friends come to you.
Yes.
They're coming in and out all the time.
That's right.
And
so when you move to the community of Hopkinton, if and so often people do that because their children are living here or whatever, and so when they come here, it's a new beginning. It's a new life, but that's okay. It's a good life. That's for sure.
And sometimes I think people feel that the senior center labels you because you have to be old, you have to have gray hair.
Oh, I know, I know.
But no, I mean, we have some younger seniors also.
That's right.
And,
that's right. Because younger people are invited as long as there's enough space within the group.
Yes.
For seniors,
right.
per se.
Seniors get first.
Yes.
Yeah.
First pick.
So
and
if
then
somebody 50 years old and
absolutely
wanted to go to an exercise program, right,
or
Marlene?
a day trip, right. If you see a day trip you want to go on, you can put your name on the wait list, and if there's a slot available, if seniors haven't filled it, then you're absolutely welcome to come. I was going to say also, I had heard at some conference I went to, it was at last year's fall conference at the Massachusetts Council on Aging, someone said that they had heard the quip, well, I wouldn't go to the senior center. That's for old people.
That's for old people.
And and don't wait. Well, then someone answered back, well, don't wait until you're too old.
Exactly.
Because it's really not people. If you've never stepped foot in it, and if you haven't been a part of it, people don't realize it's. These are people that are, a lot of them are still working age-wise,
Yes.
part-time.
Yes.
Can come in too. But I was going to ask you, Pat, the support group for caregivers, if somebody has somebody in their home and they can't come to the support group because they can't leave their person, they can bring them to the senior center, right? And we have like adult sitting, and it could be me, it could be Joyce or someone else, but we will sit with the person while their caregiver attends the program. So, that could help them come too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. There are so many programs for health and fitness. Yoga, that's very popular, I know, very popular. And exercise, and two different types of exercise, as I understand. We have two different teachers. Tai Chi, Qigong, I go to that on Fridays, very nice. And WOW, now how is WOW going? What does WOW stand for, Marlene?
Well, we're going on, our 10th anniversary. WOW is weight off wisely. If you look at the old tapes, you'll notice that I'm kind of maintaining. It's really not losing much, but we haven't gained a lot. That's what, we're weight off wisely. Some people have lost quite a bit, 20, 30, I think one woman lost 40 pounds. I'm just such a foodie, but I'm maintaining. But you know, I'm always hopeful, and it's a heck of a lot cheaper than going to some of these other programs where you have to weigh in and pay. I don't know, I think it's $16 now. Ours is free. There's the scale. We're a friendly group. Such compassion, understanding, camaraderie. We have a good time.
Wonderful.
But we get serious too about trying to make the good choices. And I'm back on track. It's fall. It's going to happen again. I'm going to be in that camel hair blazer. Maybe.
I wanted to mention the new computer room.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Patty.
Yes.
Yes. When's that going to be ready?
Do you have a date on that, Joyce?
Marlene?
Marlene?
I don't have a date, but we can let you people know, and it's a very popular thing. We had to make a lot of adjustments when the town hall flooded. We had to take people in. A lot of the town offices came to us. We had to pull apart the computers, reconstruct, and right now we're back resurrecting everything and getting that room. Everything else is back in shape, but that one particular room, we said, well, while things are apart, I think we'll be getting new computers, brand new desks. It's going to be a wonderful asset for people who want to just come in and use a computer if they don't understand computerism. We have tutors.
Yes.
Let people know
and
that
there's no fee for that,
there's no
right?
fee. Come in.
Yes.
I think there's going to be 8 computers, 8 desks. You can spend all the time you want in front of this computer and learn all that you want to. And I mean, I can lose myself in the internet. It's just such a wealth of information.
Oh, yes.
So the computer room will be up soon, but probably by the time this airs.
Good. I hope so.
Yeah.
I miss it.
A lot of ladies have their hair done at the senior center as well.
That's right.
Oh, but we can't forget the men.
They can have a haircut too.
Yes. But also,
Very good. I'm glad you mentioned that.
yes,
Thank you.
and there are 2 pool tables for the
Oh.
men. And
I thought you meant for the haircuts. They can do both. And the women can play pool too. On
Yes.
Tuesdays,
Yes.
there's billiards with women and men.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
some of the women come with their husbands and
Yeah.
take part in it. We have pitch on Thursdays. Yes, and I'm trying to think bocce ball.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Horseshoes. If people,
Yes.
yeah, beautiful October weather to get out there and do that.
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
yes.
And those horseshoes are heavy, so it's a real exercise to throw a horseshoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the hairdressing is done by a licensed hairdresser who comes in and makes use of the craft room sink, hair blower,
And her fees are so low.
very
Yes.
reasonable.
Oh,
Yes.
Just call the front desk and,
and she
make
does
an
a
appointment.
beautiful job. I mean, she is gifted.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Paula is very good.
Yes, yes. Oh, my word.
I wanted to mention also that we have Arthur Bergeron coming. I believe it's, what date is that?
Sorry, I didn't hear.
It's October 10th. And he's going to talk about the new laws regarding the irrevocable trust. I'm sorry. And also the new laws to qualify for mass health.
I see.
So
Yeah,
that's
very
so we have a
good.
lot of things that go out to reach out to people
To
and
help. That's right.
And SHINE, we forgot about mentioning SHINE. SHINE is an acronym for Serving Health Information Needs of Everyone. And we have a SHINE counselor, God bless her. Alice is trained in what's coming up through all the different health insurance plans. So you call Alice and you say, well, right now I don't need to take any medications and I'm paying this amount of dollars for my health care premium, she'll let you know if your money is being spent the best way that it can. You might not need a policy with like one particular company, you should go with another one. And if things change, she also knows the windows when you can change into policies and make your money better spent because insurance can be so expensive. Health insurance can be so expensive.
Oh, yes.
When you're on Medicare and then you have a
Yes.
supplemental insurance company. That supplemental can have quite a variable amount for what your coverage is.
And what about TED Talks?
Oh, TED Talks are fun. TED Talks stand for, you go to that too, don't you?
yes, I do.
Joyce and I run TED Talks on Mondays at 12:30 to 1:30. Very informal, just drop in. TED Talks stands for Technology, Entertainment, and Design. And it is, you can actually see it yourself on the computer, but what we like to do is show this 20-minute video that talks through an expert in the field or somebody that's learned in what they're talking about. Everything from like behavior, economics, how to tell a liar, I remember once was one of those. We draw out different topics every week, and then we show them the next week. We watch this 20-minute video and have a discussion.
Okay. I also want to mention Pencils to Paints on Monday morning, and I'm in that too, and you just bring in your own supplies, and we have supplies if you need them, and you can paint with us for a couple of hours every Monday morning, and it's just wonderful to come together and do that. And then we have pottery, as we mentioned, of course, and knitting. Oh, right in front of the fireplace, there's about 15 women who come in and just knit. And
some of us
crochet. They do wonderful, yes, crocheting too. But what's wonderful is the quilters and the knitters, they do programs. They make things, you know, they weave things and they give everything away to different groups and people who need them.
Yes.
And that's just wonderful. Oh, their work is so beautiful. The quilters.
Oh, the quilters, and the knitters and crocheters.
Yes.
Yeah,
and they have such fun. So if you quilt or you knit, please come in. That's for sure. Okay. Well, I want to thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
And thank you so much. And also, if you sing, we have a wonderful chorus.
Yes.
Right? Yes, we do. You can come in and join our choir. Okay. Thank you, Marlene, and thank you, Patty, so much.
You're welcome.
Please, if you would like to have the Hilltopper, if you don't receive it, I believe it's 60 years old and up that can receive it.
Right, in their homes, mailed to them.
That's right.
Or online.
But come into the center and talk to one of our greeters, and Lisa at the front desk, who's wonderful, can give you any information you need and guide you. Okay? Well, thank you, and we thank you for watching, and you have a good night.